Our movie begins with an old man named Dancer. He's walking through the snowy mountains and we learn that he takes care of the wild creatures living there. Dancer tells a story about an eagle that's important to him. He says there was a king and queen eagle who had two eaglets. From the moment the siblings were born, they competed for the throne. One day, a rival eagle attacks the king and sadly the king falls and dies. The mother realizes that her spouse is not coming back and wonders how her children will survive without their father. Since then, the siblings have been fighting constantly with the stronger eagle bullying his brother. We return to Danzer after he discovers the body of the king eagle. Then his colleague Keller arrives and tells Danzer that his son Lucas has become distant, preferring to be alone rather than talk to him. Keller doesn't know how to handle Lucas since his mother's death. We see Lucas enjoying his time alone in their old house where he used to live with his parents, considering it his secret hideout. There he finds a picture of them and misses his mother. At night, Keller tries to talk to his son to improve their relationship, but Lucas pretends to be asleep and ignores him. As time passes, the eaglets grow and their bodies are covered in white feathers. The mother chooses to feed and raise a stronger eagle to prepare him for leadership. One day, the eagles fight and the stronger one pushes his brother off the mountain. The weaker eagle is unable to move or fly because he is still young and fragile. The mother sees him crying and unable to move, but she decides to leave him to focus on raising one eagle to be king. On his first night alone, the weaker eagle is attacked by animals and birds but manages to escape. This marks the beginning of his new life. The next day, Lucas sees the weak eagle, feels sorry for him, and decides to take him home. He cares for the eagle and prepares a nest for him. Lucas offers the eagle some bread, but the eagle refuses to eat it. Not knowing what to feed him, Lucas sneaks out and takes a piece of sausage from his sleeping father. As soon as he gives the sausage to the eagle eats it right away. From then on, Lucas and the eagle became friends and would go out and play together. As days passed, the eagle started to grow and its feathers turned black. When Danzer saw them, he decided to teach Lucas how to care for eagles. He gave Lucas some duck liver to feed the eagle instead of sausage, which is harmful to it, and advised him to expose the eagle to the sun as it helps in feather development. Before leaving, Danzer asked Lucas to talk to his father and let go of the past. Lucas then went to work with his father on the farm. Keller tried to be kind to him, but Lucas was careless and left the work to return to the eagle. Keller gently asked him to come back and finish his work, but Lucas ignored him and walked away. This drove Keller crazy and made him pissed off. At night, Lucas went to tend to the kitchen coop but forgot to close the door. A fox entered the coop and ate the chickens. When Keller found out, he went looking for Lucas in anger, blaming him for what happened, but couldn't find him. During this time, Lucas was getting a chicken for the eagle to eat. When he returned home, he found the fox attacking the eagle. Lucas defended the eagle and chased the fox away. He then sat next to the eagle, fed it, and played with it. That night, while reading a book, Lucas stumbled upon the story of Cain and Abel. He felt the story resembled the story of the eagles and decided to name the weaker eagle Abel and the stronger one Cain. He believed that Abel would survive in the end. One day, Lucas went out to hunt prey for the strong eagle Abel. He saw the eagle Cain eating and training to become the king of the mountains. Lucas decided to teach Abel to fly. When Danzer saw this, he told Lucas that the eagle was still young and not ready to fly yet. Danzer told Lucas that he had asked Keller if Lucas could live with him during the summer to help with work. When Lucas went with Danzer to his house, he saw a painting of a boy holding an eagle resembling Lucas and Abel and was impressed and grew fond of Danzer. The next day, Lucas and Abel went out to fish. When Lucas caught a fish, he offered it to Abel to eat, but the eagle didn't move and the fish fell back into the water. Over time, Cain grew and learned to fly faster than Abel thanks to their mother. But Lucas didn't give up and kept training Abel to jump and fly. Eventually, Abel succeeded and flew, making Lucas very happy. That night, Lucas and Abel slept on the roof. When he wakes up, he doesn't find Abel beside him. He gets worried and starts searching for him until he sees Abel flying in the sky. Lucas is happy and encourages him to fly. Suddenly, Abel lands on a rock to rest, and when Lucas approaches, Abel doesn't pay attention to him and flies away. Lucas feels that his only friend has left him and becomes very sad. Meanwhile, Abel is flying between the mountains trying to catch prey to eat, but an animal attacks him and he gets injured. Since then, Lucas has been sad and afraid for Abel, especially worried about his father's gun, which he used to hunt birds, and also fearing Abel's stronger brother Cain. Days pass slowly for Lucas until one day he finds Abel in front of him. Lucas runs to him happily to have finally found him. They go to Danzer and they agree to teach Abel how to hunt. They tie an animal fur to a string and move it in front of Abel. After several attempts, Abel manages to catch it. Danzer then sits with Lucas and explains that it's time for Lucas to return to his father because summer is over. He also needs to release Abel back into his world because no matter what, Abel is a wild animal. If he stays with Lucas, he will be a weak eagle and will never be free. Lucas is moved by Danzer's words and agrees. They take Abel to a mountaintop far from Cain and his mother. Before releasing him, Lucas puts his mother's bracelet on Abel's leg and then lets him go. Summer ends and winter comes. Abel faces difficulties in hunting for food. After several attempts, Abel manages to catch an animal by drowning it in the water. Days pass and Lucas keeps recalling his memories with Abel. He leaves food on a rock hoping Abel will return to him and sleeps beside it. But time passes and Abel does not come back. When Lucas wakes up, he finds a wolf nearby and quickly runs away. As he runs, his leg gets caught in a trap his father had set for animals. He starts yelling and screaming, scared of the wolf. Danzer hears him, comes to his rescue, and carries him away. Meanwhile, Abel reaches the rock with the food but finds no one there. He then stands on a mountaintop and eventually encounters his brother, Cain. They fight over the prey. Days go by and Lucas's leg heals from the injury, but he is still avoiding his father. One day, Danzer tells Lucas the story of Cain and Abel, and when Lucas asks about the ending, Danzer explains that endings don't always have to be the same. One day, Danzer sees the two eagles, Cain and Abel, standing peacefully on a branch without fighting. At this point, Lucas decides to move away from his father and live in another house, but his father stops him and lights a match. They both remember the incident when Lucas's mother died trying to save him from a fire. Lucas gets anxious and runs from the house, but the weather is terrible. Rocks fall on him and he is struck by lightning, causing him to fall to the ground. The next day, Abel finds Lucas but doesn't know what to do. Keller arrives, rescues his son, and apologizes to him. For the first time, Lucas speaks and says Abel's name. At this moment, they see a dead eagle under the rocks. Time passes and the relationship between Lucas and his father improves. One day, they take firewood up a snowy mountain. Lucas tells Keller that he feels Abel is still alive and the one who died under the rocks was his brother Cain. Keller tells him that Abel is dead and he needs to accept it. Then Keller sees Abel coming from behind Lucas and asks Lucas to extend his arm. Abel lands on it and Lucas is very happy. He decides to release Abel for the second time, convinced that this is what will make him free and that it is in his best interest. In the end, the weak evil prevails, gets married, and has offspring. And that's it. If you like this recap, hit like, share, and subscribe to our channel to keep seeing content like this one. If you have any requests or thoughts, drop them below in the comment section and we will see you at the next one. Peace out!